What up, Naughty Steppers? Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and it's time to tell you all how I got into bass music and how you can get others interested from there. I took to Twitter and YouTube last night because I wanted to do another opinion piece / discussion based video, but I wasn't sure exactly what topic to do, so I thought I would pass it off to you guys and see what you could come up with, what you wanted to get my views on. A lot of great suggestions, so thank you all for those, some of which I actually want to research a little bit more as opposed to just give my quick thoughts on, as I'm going to do with this video. And that, as I've mentioned already, and as you can see from the title, is how I got into bass music and how from there I've got others interested and how you can do the same. And the question I chose came from GEffect Official, who said, maybe a video on how you got into bass music, the influence of YouTube promoters and their relevancy in helping people get into the scene, as well as how you go about introducing people to EDM. In summary, EDM culture, how you got into it, and maybe give people tips on how they could go about introducing others to EDM, especially dubstep and such. And at the end, also the kind of negative energy people bring when artists switch up their styles or try new things. But for me, that's slightly unrelated from the other stuff and something I can discuss in another future video. Now, EDM is included in the question, but this is not an outright EDM channel, it's a bass music channel, so it's going to be centered around that. And anyway, with outright EDM, I would say that that's actually what most people like today. Because so much popular music is actually made up of it. So really, I don't even think getting people into it is even a thing, to be honest. I mean, outright EDM is mostly pop music today. But yeah, onto the topic of the video, bass music and how I got into it. I've talked about this before, but I remember the very first moment sat at my mum's computer. I had just turned 16 in 2010, and I found the Skrillex remix of Hey Sexy Lady on YouTube, and I was instantly blown away and completely fell in love. From there, I looked for everything Skrillex related and came across other producers as well. Around this time, I became aware of a couple other people in my school who were also into that kind of music, which was really lucky actually, because it gave me a kind of reassurance that liking what I liked was okay, because it was so out there, different and abrasive, as I had enough people reminding me often. But me and those couple others, we then started going to shows together, from Skrillex to Knife Party, Hadouken, Nawtystep and so many more. At this point, my taste within bass music is widening more and more, appreciating different musicians and genres. And I became a bit of an ID merchant, trying to find everything before it came out, the exact opposite of what I am now, but that is what I used to be. And if you want to know more about how I am literally the exact opposite right now, then check out this video. But from that point, I started developing solid favourites like Skrillex, Knife Party, Kill the Noise, Feed Me, Diplo, Dylan Francis, the list goes on. Using YouTube channels a lot like UKF, The Dub Rebellion, Dubstep Gutter, Suicide Sheep and many more, and clicking on basically everything I found. This is around 2013. And I'm searching extensively, but I'm not completely up to date with everything coming out at that time. When 2014 comes around, and notably the release of Zomboy's album The Outbreak, I have a kind of realization for how much I love this kind of music. That album was so varied and well put together that I had a eureka moment for how much I enjoyed all of it, as long as it was bass-fueled and dark. At university, I started keeping up with everything in a really organised way, new releases, and also catching up on old stuff to broaden my knowledge of everyone that I was listening to. I'm writing a blog every now and then just to get my thoughts out on stuff in between uni work. For those that didn't know, yeah, Nawtystep originally was a blog. And by this point I've gone to a few almost exclusively electronic music festivals, so Creamfields, LED, Global Gathering, Outlook and more. Over my 3 years at uni I'm listening to more and more stuff, using SoundCloud extensively every day, the passion really burning at this point. I'm DJing at parties and doing mixes for the uni radio show, writing the blog here and there, with the plan of starting YouTube pretty much straight after I finish my course. And you may be sitting there wondering, well Connor, why have you told me all of that? And really what it all amounts to is that all the while, through all of that, I revelled in the fact that I love this music. Everything that I did was a reflection of how into it I was. I completely owned it. In every way I could let it play a part in my life, I went for it all because I loved it and still love it so much. And when it comes to getting into it yourself, and even showing it to others, I think the secret lies in letting it consume you, if it is something you love. You have to at least be open to everything associated with that thing you want to get into, and in terms of other people, this way the passion really burns through, and that is a properly infectious thing, you know. If I see people loving a piece of music that I usually wouldn't be that into, that makes me want to enjoy it more. Show your friends the odd song here and there, a dubstep tune, a drum and bass tune, a bass house tune, a trap tune, you know, maybe ease them in with the less heavy stuff, and explain what you like about it and how it makes you feel. Trust me, that stuff, it catches on. If they don't budge after a while, then so be it, that's completely fair, they're just not into it. But the best way of trying is for me through experience, by being exuberant about it. Of course, bass music can be much more inaccessible than most other genres out there. I think that's undeniable. But being instantly apologetic in your liking of something gives you absolutely no chance, you know. People are just going to accept for themselves that it's really not that great. If the guy or girl who really likes it isn't hyping it up at all, then how can it be worth my time in any way? So yeah, basically just embrace it, and also take a chance on stuff, whether it's listening to music generally or going to shows. Furthermore, if someone has a similar taste to you and they recommend something, then always check it out. If someone likes something, then it has value, and you never know before listening to something how much you'll like it. And think about it, whenever you're the person recommending, you always hope that person will check it out. The Dub Rebellion actually tweeted the other day about an artist called Viking, who I would have had absolutely no idea about otherwise, and now that's another producer for me to listen to and potentially love. And those sorts of channels are made for you just to research pretty much, as is mine in another way, and SoundCloud as well, so yeah, you've got to use them as much as you can. Just keep exploring. If you have an idea or insight with bass music, then run with it. Let the passion burn, let it subsume you. It'll help you, but also potentially the people around you. I feel like by doing what I'm doing, I've given this type of music a sort of credence to my friends who would usually turn a blind eye but are now willing to try it out. So as long as the music and scene keep you happy, then let it run your life and guide your actions, and show people in the process that it's of value and worth appreciating. But those are just some quick thoughts on how I got into bass music and how you can get others into it as well, like I did in the past. But I want to know now from you guys, what got you into bass music? Was it a particular moment? What techniques have you used to try and get others, your friends, into bass music as well? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell along the way, social media accounts in the description box down below. For some other opinion piece / discussion based videos on the channel, check out the link right here. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know guys, so be sure as always to keep it naughty and stay safe, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.